Hello, everyone. I decided to do a little something different today, and it's totally not because I forgot to wash my hair and it's a mess, but I decided to do a review on the Evil Dead movie. Well, Evil Dead Rise. And just a warning, I have not watched any of the others. I went in this one totally blind. It was for my cousin's birthday. That's what they really wanted to watch, so I was like, well, of course we'll go. Although, I'm not gonna lie, we flipped a coin because it was a serious, debate on if we should go watch, the Mario movie or Evil Dead Rise, and neither of us could pick between Jack Black and Evil Dead Rise, you know? But once again, that was my cousin. I would have been fine with either one, honestly. Although I am a Nintendo fan, not gonna lie about that. I mean, half of the stuff I own is Nintendo products. Regardless, I'm here to do a review on Evil Dead Rise. And forgive me if I slip and I say Evil Dead Rising, because there was quite a few times that I've already slipped while talking to other people about the movie. Well, I think I should just start off with saying that it was a good movie. Now, I'm sure if you watched my other videos, the Red Dead one specifically, or any of them actually, I do like to go on and ramble about movies I've watched. It's just something fun to do while I'm playing games. This one's a little bit different, mostly because I'm actually trying to give a decent review for anybody that was curious. It was good, but I think I would have enjoyed it more if I had a little bit of a background to go off of. My cousin, who has watched the other Evil Dead movies, was overjoyed and thrilled. They were going on and on about how, oh, it was so close to the source material, but it's doing something fresh and new on it. And I'm like, okay. All I knew from Evil Dead movies was that some of them were horror comedies. So I went into this movie thinking I'd be getting comedy. I was wrong. Very, very wrong. It's definitely a horror movie. And it's not so much a, oh, it's creeping up the dread. It's terrifying. It was more the gore and just some of the other things. Uh, I mean, I'm trying to avoid spoilers, which is why I'm stumbling around my words a little bit because I'm a little like, how much can I say without giving away too much? What I will say, because it happens fairly quick, there is a cheese grater scene, and I'm sure anybody who has watched horror movies or thought of horror movies before and here's the word cheese grater, you can kind of guess what it was used for. Definitely not its intended purpose. Regardless, that scene I actually had to look away, and I looked at my cousin. I was like, we could have been watching Jack Black sing about peaches, but instead I'm here about to puke into my popcorn. Uh, so if you were wondering, the gore is fairly well done. There was a little bit you can tell in some places the CGI wasn't. I understand why CGI is used. It's cheaper and it can be done quicker, relatively. There's some special effects that takes a minute, but most CGI you can do quicker. I will always advocate for practical effects. The practical effects in this movie, they were amazing. They were the absolutely brilliant. Some of the best I've seen in a while from movies. But the CGI, whoo boy, there was some parts where I was like completely taken out of the movie just because of how the CGI was done. And that's not to say it was bad. It just could have used a little more rendering, that's all. Let's see. Story wise, once again, I think I would have understood a little bit more about the story. Because, like I said, I know practically nothing about the Evil Dead series, so it being called Evil Dead Rise, I honestly thought this was a prequel to everything else, like what little bit I know about the Evil Dead series, but I was like, wow, the timeline's really not matching up. And afterwards, my cousin confirmed that this was not a prequel, but they were talking about how they weren't entirely sure what it is. I think I figured out what it is meant to be. It's meant to be kind of a like a reemergence. Like, here is how it rises once more into the new age. Like, I think maybe that was more what they were going on with, rather than a prequel series like I was sitting there thinking for most of the movie. Uh, but can you blame me? I mean, seriously, it's called Evil Dead Rise. Although there are quite a few scenes of like characters rising, so I mean, it was named accurately, regardless of why it was named that. Let's see. I've covered the special effects. I've covered a little bit of the story. Like I said, I was lost for most of it, so I didn't really. The Book of the Dead. I mean, the moment I looked at it, I was like, it's evil. So I at least was able to pick up on that. Overall, a good little movie, but not really my cup of tea. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it, but it's not one I'll probably ever watch again. Unless my cousin like adds it to their collection and is like, "Well, you said you haven't watched any of these, so we're gonna have to watch all of them in order." And then I may be doing another one of these podcasts being like, "Well, I finally understand the movie." But this was just meant to be like a short little overview, just in case like anybody was like, I wonder if I should." Uh, and like I said, it was mostly because I was just feeling a little lazy. Well, I hope you guys liked my very horrible review. Uh, and I will be back to posting semi-regularly. I had to take like a little mental vacation break. Finals is like this week, so I was like, oh good Lord, I've got to study. And I'm sure pretty much everybody's been there. Oh, I got to stay for this test. Oh, I've got a big project due at work. It takes various forms, procrastination, but it always ends in the same horrible terror of will I get this done in time? But thank you for listening, and I hope you all have a good day.